Every man knows that pull, the voice in his head, the urge in his gut, the lie that says just one more time won't hurt. Brother, you're not weak, but you are in a war. And if you don't have a plan, you're already losing. In today's episode of The Rebuilt Man, I'm giving you the 5-step battle plan. Temptations, conquer your urges, and start becoming the man that God has called you to be. Guys, my name is Coach Frank Rich, founder of The Rebuilt Man. And it is our mission for the last 5 years to help men become better men by quitting porn and rebuilding their lives. If you're new to the podcast, make sure to hit that subscribe button, to turn those post notifications on. And if you stick around till the end of today's episode, I'm going to share with you an invitation to a 7-day strategy plan to help you rebuild your confidence, rewire your brain, and begin to rebuild your life into the man that God is calling you to be. Guys, we're diving into battle plan to conquer and defeat daily temptations. And it starts with step number 1 is understanding that there's a battle. Temptation is not random, but is a predictable dopamine loop. Porn has hijacked your brain's reward system. Pleasure over avoiding pain. Avoiding temptation is never feeling it. It means it is not never feeling it. It means that you have to be prepared. There's a powerful quote from the book Atomic Habits. You don't rise to the level of your goals, but you fall to the level of your systems. Goal to conquer this temptation in your life, you have to have a system in place. Because without a system, you are setting yourself up for failure. The key point here to remember, though, is you are not broken. Right now, your strategy is if you find yourself constantly giving temptations. Step 2 is once you've recognized that there is a battle plan, you have to identify what those triggers and patterns are. Ask yourself a series of questions. When do the urges hit? What was it that I was thinking? What am I feeling? What was my emotional state? What was I doing right before the temptation started to arise? There's going to be a list of common triggers that all men will struggle with: stress, boredom, loneliness, late night scrolling, late night binge eating habits. Once you've identified what these triggers are, you need to lay out a map for yourself, because awareness is going to become your superpower. Just like you step into the gym with a battle plan, you need to step into this fight with a plan. What are your 3 biggest danger zones? Where can you begin to put some boundaries up in your life? If you recognize and late night scrolling is the recipe for disaster, then avoid late night scrolling when you're feeling lonely. Brother, it is going to be as simple as that. Define what your trigger hours are, though. When are you the most vulnerable? And try to prevent yourself from being in the temptations, in the situations trigger you. Once you've got the trigger plan in place and you've identified what your patterns are, though, you need to build a temptation-proof environment. Because you're not going to win this battle in the heat of the moment. You're going to win it before it even starts. Begin to remove some of the access points, like covenant eyes, other sight-blocking devices can be a tool in your arsenal. Guys, I'm going to link down there in the show notes below a free link to 1-month trial with Covenant Eyes. Begin to set some boundaries and rules for yourself. No phone in the bedroom, no phone in the bathroom, only at the desk. Replace these temptation triggering habits with better, healthier ones. Replace scrolling with reading. When the urge rises, replace it with breath work. Instead of scrolling on the phone, screen, spend it in a book or in a journal. Ask yourself this one question right now, though, is what is the one thing you can remove today that will make acting out a whole lot harder? So step 1 is we've understood that there's a battle. We are in a war right now. We've identified built a temptation-proof environment. Step 4 here is to begin to rebuild the man from within. You got to train your body. You got to sharpen your mind. You got to strengthen your spirit. Set up a daily routine of non-negotiables. This becomes your armor. training, cold showers, breath work, walking, reading, conversations, things that become non-negotiables. One, they sharpen and strengthen you, but they also begin to build small daily wins. You know, it's a lot harder to act out and give into these, proud about the man that you've been today. Urges are a cue in your life that you need to level up. You're probably not walking in integrity. You're probably not living up to your potential. This is where the identity shift comes into place. You're no longer a slave to these urges, but you become the give in. A man who is strong in body, clear in mind, and rooted in purpose is hard to tempt. So begin to build yourself up from the inside out. And the fifth and final piece here is going to be the need for brotherhood over isolation. We all know that temptations and urges thrive when we're alone. You cannot win this battle by yourself. But don't think that you need 20 men in the fight. You only need one that knows the real you. Brotherhood becomes your mirror plus your shield, accountability, and freedom. The Rebuilt Man community gives you the system. We give you the structure and we give you the supports. And I told you that if you stuck around to the end, I'm going to extend to you a free invitation to a 7-day reset plan, to a 7-day battle plan to help you begin to win. Here's the thing. Temptation doesn't make you weak. It means that you're in a fight that really matters. Stop relying on your willpower. Find the system. Master your triggers. Fortify your environment. Strengthen your body. Renew your mind. And begin to walk with purpose. Never fight this alone. If you go to school.com, SKOOL.com/reboot your life, you can join us for free for 1 week. You can begin to take action on the 7-day reset. You get plugged into a community of high-performing men that want to see you win this fight. Build you into the man that God has called you to be. Visit school.com, SKOOL.com/reboot your life, or click the link down there in the show notes below. Brother, we'll see you on the inside.